All right, guys. I guess we are live. Aloha, ladies and gents, and welcome back to a new episode of A Sense of Capital Crunch Time. The occasion is for the Q3 earnings of StoneCo, Stonia, however you want to call it, the Brazilian printing machine, money printing machine, got a license to print. Yes, I prepared for this. I was prepared to sing this. Honestly, that was scripted. However, I'm very happy that you joined today's call, and it was a quite spontaneous one, honestly. Yeah, so it was a quite hard working week, basically all about business trips, and therefore came back today in the town I'm located in Germany. So it's 6 minutes before 10 p.m. CET, Central European Time, and I'm almost a little bit tired, honestly. But I thought, guys, I have such a good feeling. I'm so optimistic about StoneCo, which is my second most favorite position of a single stock I own. I need to do this call. That is that's my mission. That's my job for today. I have to, and so therefore, yeah, I'm basically in. And I hope the heater is working here in the car. It's getting more and more cozy and cold. Not cozy, cold. So cross your fingers that it's getting better. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I survive this this session. However, guys, I would say, as always, I introduce you a little bit to the company we're talking about today. I already did the earnings call roughly 3 months ago, almost exactly 3 months ago, and yeah, give you a little bit more color first to the company itself and what the products or the services they offer. So again, we're talking about the Brazilian company StoneCo, which is doing their business 100% in Brazil. And yeah, before we start with this, as always, quick disclaimer: no consultation in terms of financials, monetary stuff, investments, advices. That's not the case over here. There's no correctness for the provided data I give you, and so take care of your own. It's your own money. It's your own investment, your own decision. Do always carefully your own due diligence. Make sure you know what you're doing, and yeah, of course, enjoy it. Of course, you know. So this is how it should be. However, let's just jump right into it, I would say, and I'm quickly share my browser. So StoneCo, who's StoneCo? StoneCo is basically a point of sales solution provider, yeah, like paying with your MasterCard, debit card, whatever, which kind of card, or with your Apple app or whatever, with some kind of device on the counter in some retail stores, in the restaurant, wherever you like. And one moment. All right. And yeah, basically they provide the hardware, the technical solutions, but as well as software. Yeah, so uh, how to enter then the data, and then of course connected to this ERP systems. Yeah, enterprise solutions to manage the stocks, to manage the accounting, etc. PP, ordering, logistics, whatever. So basically, this point of sales universe and the ERP universe is included, and basically they are their money or the income is separated in two main streams, in two main sources. The first one is 85% financial services, and the other one is 15% software services. And basically, you can see here as well this point of sale device, yeah, for the payments to receive them, and they have additional sub software. Oh, I need to really adjust the heater here. It's not too loud actually. Um, and yeah, so different sub software solutions they have, and one main sub solution which is called Links, which they acquired. Let me check this again. I think yes, they acquired it in beginning of 2021. Basically, was the largest software acquisition in the Latin American market, as far as I know, and they are present in almost all sectors you can imagine, like for instance, retail pharmacies, they are big, big player, huge player, and of course many other branches or sectors. And what makes them special, and again, as I mentioned, roughly 15% income belongs to links. What makes them special, they are not only active in Brazil, they have as well subsidiaries in Chile, Argentina, Mexico. I think you can see it here. I think 16, if it's translated in English, 16 different regions or countries. Yeah? So that's quite enormous. So again, point of sales and ERP solutions. This is what we are talking about primarily in the retail business. Yeah. What else can I add? The stock is listed in the New York Stock Exchange since 2018. It's Buffett backed, so Warren Buffett actually invested in this since the get-go, since the IPO of this company. Um, since the beginning of, let's check this out together, since the beginning of this year, they are roughly 10% up, but they have been 50% or something like this. Yeah, so we can see it here. Let's check this out from the beginning of this year. You can see now they have a price level of 10.8 US dollars, and they already reached roughly 14.5 US dollars. Yeah, so they already make a strong step back basically to the original pricing. Not sure to what it is connected. Very likely, of course, as well the interest rates developments, inflation, whatever the regular macroeconomic topics you know about. However, yeah, and you can see already today 5% roughly in the green, so that's already great. So I guess the market is anticipating something very positive, which will get announced today. As I mentioned, I sharing this opinion for sure. Um, um, so when we take a look before this year, let's go maybe to 5 years. As you can see, for roughly straight 3 years, 2 years straight, 1.5, 2 years straight, it was extremely solid on the same level. This stock, and it was pumped very strongly um, in 2020 21, where a lot of tech stocks and younger, fresher growth stocks uh, reached their peak, basically. Um, Maybe I add some other informations. So, for instance, I have read and some rumors like, oh, the earnings call will take place on Friday. That's very likely a bad sign for something, whatever. And so people interpret it negatively. So the market can't react like this or like that, whatever. I don't see it like this. I'm fact-driven guy, or at least I try to. Even if I mentioned StoneCo is my second favorite stock, so I prefer it personally. I like the stock. I like the business, the service, especially that they provided in the Latin American market, where a lot of retailers are not equipped with this kind of solutions in the past, especially the micro, small and medium, large size businesses. There's a lot of potential left, which we will talk later about. Oh man, it's getting. I really think I need to wear my jacket in a moment. If it's not getting warmer, maybe I restart the car. You can hear it. It's a real car. I'm not joking around. Cross my fingers, or cross me off fingers that it's now working. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe it was not the best decision to record in the car. However, I like it actually. Okay. And what we really want to see basically are several aspects, and maybe I prepared already the major factors and parameters we want to observe today. Observe? Yeah, I guess it's correctly. So first of all, as always, revenue and EPS development, earnings per share. Revenue is not in the highest priority focus, in my opinion. Yeah, so I take more care of EPS development. This video is called "Is it a printing machine?" Yeah, so, or license to print money. basically, for me, StoneCo has the license to print money in the market if they do their things right and they keep on track. And in the past quarters, they for sure did it 100% in my opinion. And so I'm very confident that they will take care of it as well. And they reached a certain level of revenue, recovered from a more negative and challenged period they have been confronted with. And but for me, in this, when we talk about this stock, other than in Hims and Hers, other than Indie Semiconductor, which by the way announced a great results last yesterday, and great, even more greater guidance, and neutral profitability, neutral in the upcoming quarter, very likely. So we will see the market reacted very positive. And StoneCo, it's not about growth in terms of revenue. It's just about growth in terms of profitability. In my perspective, EBITDA gap. That's the things we like to look at. However, there are additional aspects we need to take a look at, and especially when we talk about StoneCo. So first of all, the acquisition of the micro, small, medium businesses and the market, and the positive impact which is connected to it, because those, even if on the first glance or on the first fork you would not think that this is the profitable business, but it is actually. And the more they push into the sector of the micro customer base, the more it has a positive impact on the TPV, which is the total payment value volume, and the profit. Second, prioritized or most crucial point is the rollout and demand of financial services. In the end, as I mentioned at the beginning, 85% is the part of the revenue result out of, oh, now it's working, the heater, even too strong, uh, is the result of the financial services. And these are the financial services getting offered, for instance, with deposit payment, so pay later options, whatever, this kind of stuff. What you can imagine, by some interest rates they are asking for to their clients. Yeah, so quite regular stuff. What you can imagine, which kind of services are existing in the retail businesses when you drive POS and ERP solutions. And the third point is the integration, the margin increasement of the software division and advertisement services. That's a huge point for me. As I mentioned, in 2021, they acquired Links, the ERP software provider. I like the company actually. I like the solutions, but somehow they didn't manage well to integrate Links and their solutions to the overall corporation structure. Didn't achieve, as far as I recognized it, any synergies. And so, in my opinion, there is so much potential left. And actually, last month, if you watched my Insights Time update, you already know it. They announced that, give me a quick sip of my bottle. They announced that they make restructuring of the software and financial department, and as well of the mid and top management, basically, to really make sure to dig and go for this existing potential, which is currently not utilized. And then on top of it, we have, of course, as always, um, midterm aspects we need to take care of. Participation of on the interest rate reduction. So the interest rate, let me check this out. I think it was on the peak 13.75%, and now it was starting to get lowered in August this year, and now it's already -1%, so 12.75%, quite high. But more important is the tendency is getting into the right direction. And so each point that it's getting lower, it is definitely very beneficial for their financial services. Yeah, so they are confronted with a higher demand, and the clients are making a larger and more often use out of these services. Yeah, so that's definitely a very important aspect we need to cover, not today, but always take a look on it. As well, the competition to PagSeguro and Pix. Pix is the national payment solutions driven by the Brazilian government, and PagSeguro is the main competitor here as well. Let me share again maybe the browser to show you. Wait, let me quickly check if the new. Oh, okay, they are not live at the moment, so we have a little bit more time. Good for me. Very glad about this. PagSeguro, you can see here. These are the datas of PagSeguro. Had as well a great day with 4.5% up, and you can see here as well. They reached somehow a uh, and but overall it felt out quite solid, let's say it like this, but quite similar, uh, quite similar development to StoneCo actually. But when you take a look and compare the numbers to each other, so maybe let's start with, just very quickly guys, to start with Stonia or StoneCo. You can see what financial earnings. So there we go. This is where I want to be. After hours, already 4% plus. Okay, some positive stuff is going on. I think they already start their printing machine, their money printing machine, and pressing the dollars or the Brazilian reals. However, you can see here that since quarters, since months, it's going up, up, up. No matter we talk about the turnover and especially the EPS, is going crazy. It's going crazy. And when we compare this to the numbers of their main competitor, which is actually the main aspect, the main difference is StoneCo has the sub company Links, which is a software provider. So overall, StoneCo has a higher software touch, and PagSeguro has a bank license. StoneCo not. So they have regular banking business, B2B, B2C, and very more driven in this business, in the regular banking business, and affected by aspects resulting out of it. But you can see here as well, just on the first glance, when you check the numbers, of course, this company is great as well, very likely, and quite cheap compared to other companies on the globe uh, in terms of that performance. But when you take a look, it's not looking close or similar, even just tiny or just really slightly to compared to StoneCo. Yeah, so the revenue is sometimes increasing, decreasing, basically solid more or less. A lot of stuff, a lot of times the guidance, the expectations haven't been covered, and the same basically is reflected as well on the earnings side. Yeah, so just you have seen it. That's the main competitor, and if you want to get more information, yeah, make sure you do some additional research on your own if you like. Um, okay, the earnings are here. The earnings are here. Honestly, guys, just very quickly, the last long-term aspects we need to cover maybe. So on midterm aspects, so they already started to spend some money back to the shareholders. I think we talk about 60 million US dollars, very likely in the next quarters. But maybe there is a chance for merchant acquisition activities as well, especially in the software sector. And on the long term, regional expansion, as I mentioned, so, StoneCo, the core business is only present in Brazil, in the Brazil market, but Lynx is present in 16 Latin American markets. So from my perspective, there's a lot of potential left. The stability of the currency is important. At the moment, it is $1 to 5 Brazilian real. It's quite solid, and that's great because Brazilian real had big trouble in the past and getting weaker and weaker over the years. Um, and basically, since this year at least, it's getting even stronger compared to the US dollars, yeah, which is just simply great, and always a strong bottleneck, and something what you as well um, keep in mind and need and which you should track, in my opinion, very carefully when you invest in companies which are located and registered in Brazilian in Latin America, or where they are creating their turnover especially. And of course, the impact of the local economy and politics, it's a little bit more crazy in Brazil than in some other countries. And maybe before we really now, sorry guys for being a little bit late. It's always the same and it will never change actually. However, I just want to give you really, really quick view on what I expect today. And I expect this based on I don't want to explain this now because we're running a little bit out of time, but based on the past, I expect today at least. Let me check if you can see it. Yeah, that looks good. So I expect at least 1.21 US dollars per share in profit. And on the revenue side, even if this is more difficult in my opinion, so the EPS goal, the EPS target is I think very realistic. The revenue target, I'm not so sure about this honestly, but I would like to see uh, three, 3 billion, yes, 3,160,000,000 Brazilian real. We always talk about real, so as I mentioned, 1 to 5 is the current exchange rate. Keep this in mind, please. Okay, guys, I think not wasting any more time. Give me a quick zip out of my bottle. Let's drink a lot of water, always important. And now I would say we getting serious and taking just a quick look, and then we compare the results to the past and yeah, to the past quarter and year on year. So maybe I quickly download it. Give me a moment. There it is. I open the file quickly. Very likely you are already smarter than I, and you already know what is going on over here. So now we are on the PDF level. Let me check out if that looks good for you. I guess it is the case. Yes, perfect. I'm happy. I hope you are happy. And maybe this I should make a little bit larger, which is the older one. All right, guys, it's getting serious. Another zip. Come on. Afterwards, we really need to take a closer look on the numbers. So I need this water and make sure I'm not dehydrating now by this release. Let's go, guys. Hopefully, it's not a hard hit, but we will see. Is it working? Yes, perfectly. Strong quarter with adjusted EBT reaching Brazilian real 545 million, up 228%. I checked just today in the train some numbers, and if I remembered correctly, I think that's definitely a larger year-on-year result than 1 year ago. But we will check this in a moment. Okay, and let's go on to the next one. Accelerating, you can see it here, as I mentioned already, micro, small, medium businesses, total payment volume growth of 19.9%. Okay, we need to check this, but I want to see first of all what is going on with the revenue. That is important for me. Almost, almost. What did I display a moment ago? So 3 3,160,000,000 was the target I want to see, and they missed it by roughly 20 million US dollar Brazilian real. But come on, guys, honestly, that was really a high target. Guided, it was guided originally 3.08 billion, 3.08 billion. So they crashed it by or crushed it by 60 million, 60 million. That's great. Let's take a quick look. Take a quick look. What is the development? What is going on with the price of StoneCo? I mean, I think there should be not any. Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Ah, here it is. It should definitely go up. I think there should be not any mistaking over here. Yeah, as you can see, 6% up roughly. I think there's even more potential left. Let's take a. I'm very motivated to now take a closer look into the numbers and compare a little bit what is going on. So we go back to the PDF file, I guess, and let's check this out together. Okay, very quickly, Craig. So I'm not sure where the guidance is stated, but this is the next aspect I want to look, and then we really take a closer look on the actual results, what they have accomplished. Okay. Is there any guidance stated? Hopefully. I like how they structure the information, and even if I'm now a little bit challenged by finding the guidance, I missed it. Hmm, who knows? We will check later on, but I'm not sure if they stated right here. I mean, I guess they stated somewhere here in the document where the guidance should be listed. However, I would say say we go now to the different aspects on the short term, which I stated, and I have different numbers which we should compare, in my opinion, which are crucial when we talk about those aspects. So the first one, as I mentioned, is acquisition. Let me share this. Acquisition, MSMB market, and positive impact on TPV and profit. And to take a closer look if that's really great or not, we will now check out three different, or let's say four different parameters. The first one will be the MSMB active payment client base. Yeah. And here I want to see that the year-on-year development should be close to 1 quarter ago. Yeah. So this is the target. So active payment client base. Let's jump into the PDF. There we go. And hope you can see it. Looks good. And client base, here we are. So this time they raised it year on year by 40.4%. As I mentioned, it should be very close to it. It doesn't need to be the same height, but I don't see a negative, too strong negative difference to the last quarter. So we go here as well, go down to the section we just take a look a moment ago, and you can see here on the first glance 42%, and it was quite stable with 40.4%, absolutely in line. For me, when we talk about the traffic lights, yeah, green, yellow, red, for me that's green. That's great. This is how it should be. Nothing too surprising, let's say it like this, but absolutely fine. So the next aspect we want to take a look at, and actually, just that you see it, maybe I don't should rush that quickly about on this topic, but this is, as I mentioned, a core aspect for them. StoneCo even announced this, that for them they want to jump stronger into the MSMB client base, and you can see they're executing. Yeah, they have a plan, and they're doing it. They're doing it basically. You can see they have roughly 1 million more client base since 1 year ago. 1 million when we talk MSMB. That's amazing. That's huge for sure. And I mean, we talk about retails. We talk not B2B, B2C. We're talking about B2B. Yeah, about other stores. They have cluster customers in. Yeah, and not some single person, private persons like me. Yeah, so that's amazing in my opinion, and a good sign that this is working out. Next aspect is the MSMB total payment volume. And here as well, it should be the year-on-year development should be somehow very close to 1 quarter ago. So we have the, where is it? Here's the TPV. You can see as well, Brazilian Real, MSMB overall. You can see here. And we just want to take a look at the MSMB level. Uh, and there we go, 19.9%. Okay, it was already stated at the beginning in the first row, first row of the earnings release. So I guess this will be very strong. Otherwise, I would be surprised why they should point it out that strongly. And you can see, yeah, they even uh, they even covered and added some percentage, some points to the last quarter's performance. So that is for sure as well very greenish and strong. And so the third or fourth KPIs we want to take a look at is the MSMB take rate. Yeah. And so we go again here. Let's see if we can find it. Here's the take rate. And this should be as well solid. And this is a sign, of course, that the customer base is still financially stable, and they are strong, and they can still take per customer a quite high amount of money, and per payment process basically. So what we have here right now is 0.28 percentage points um, up. Yeah. And what is the target? What I noted by myself. Let me take this. And this should be okay. We want to see here that it's actually raising for sure. This should raise. This should be raised. Yeah, somehow. Yeah, now it's 2.49. Let's say it like this. So let me take a look at the older one of Q2 this year. This is always Q2, 2.48, and I think 2.49. Okay, I think that's yellow. That's more yellow. That's not green. That's covering on the same level. Let's say it like this, and not so much difference or room has been accomplished here. However, when we talk about the and maybe let's go therefore going back to the PowerPoint and adjust a little bit. When we really talk about this topic, this is green. This is green from my side. This is positive. And now we check out the next one, rollout demand of financial services, guys. So back to the sheet. And now we will take a look on just basically two different KPIs. First one is MSMB, active banking client base. This is what we want to take a look at. And so let's check out. We go again to the Q3 version, to the most current one. One moment. So there we go. And give me a moment, please. And here as well, we want to see year on year more or less the same growth compared to Q2. So we can see here the active client base for the banking sector, for the banking business, and it was increased by strongly 244% this time, and I think that's even stronger than last quarter, if I remembered correctly. But 244, yeah, you can see it here. That's amazing. That's just simply crazy. I mean, when you last quarter 1.7 million, and this time roughly 1.9, 200,000 more quarter on quarter. That is greenish. Again, that's great. That's great. That is what we like to see. And the second aspect we want to take a look at is the client deposits, which are existing overall, and as well here we want to see as well something close to. It's not bad if they are not catching up to the ratio what they had already in the past, but we can see it here, 15, 51.1% up compared year on year, and the past quarter 40.5 roughly. Guys, I really need to make sure I'm looking at the right. Yeah, it's the second quarter. That's crazy. So they even accelerating it. Yeah, they're accelerating it in this regard. So this is, well, I think there's no other option to mark this as well in green color. Thumbs up, tickle the box. This is covered. We could not be happier, in my opinion. And now we go to the, let's say it like on a diplomatic way, the construction side. Yeah, really some topic which is a little bit in the dark, which is negatively affected, as I mentioned, which they are working on. With what I like really, that they really starting some campaigns, restructuring, as I mentioned, the departments, the management, and they understand that there is some potential existing and left, which they're not digging for, and now they are digging for, and this is what I like. I'm not 100% sure if we will always see an impact on the integration and margin increasement of the software division and the advertisement services, because they roll out as well by those solutions some advertisement income. We will check this out, and here again we will go for two different KPIs, and we start with a very simple one, software revenue, and here again year on year should be more or less on the same level. Honestly, I would like to see an even larger growth compared to the last quarter year on year, But we will see what will be the revenue, and therefore to cover this, I think we need to go up. Here we have the different revenues and incomes, and here we are, software. So last time it was year on year 6%. Yeah, when we compare this to the other numbers we checked today, yeah, 100%, 50%, 20%, 200%. It's not that high, but here I'm very happy if even some smaller and slider improvements taking place. I'm already satisfied. However, I think that doesn't sound too great. I guess there's a reason uh, why they this is it, I guess, huh? I think that's the number. 8.2% should be the right one, not the average one. So I guess it's 8.2%. Okay, and now we go and check out what is the last result. And 8.2% doesn't sound too great for me. However, okay, even this, uh, they covered it. Wait, this is year on year, 9.2. Okay, -1%. So they didn't cover it. I'm not so happy with this, honestly. So that's yellow to red. But I want to be serious about this. And if I give the other topics, what we are taking a look on, thumbs up, and I'm very optimistic about, then I need to be honest here as well and tell you the truth. And honestly, in my opinion, this is negatively affected. And the first KPI for me is a red flag. It should be definitely better in the future. And the next one is, of course, when we take a look on the revenue side. Now we take a look on the earnings side, EBITDA, and let's go back. And we see here the adjusted EBTR software. And what we like to see here is basically something positive. I'm already happy if it's just positive, the absolute number. And as we can see, it is for sure positive. It even developed a little bit in the positive way, grew by 27%. Let's keep it like this. And now let's see what happened last year when we talk about the growth. What we had, oh man, it's late, 27%. So this time, I think we are okay. Now it's 27, and check us out. So 25%. Okay, so the growth is increasing only by 2%. Yeah, so this is Q2. This is Q3 basically. It's growing. It's going to the right direction, but I think maybe the momentum could be a little bit stronger. Yeah, so this one I would give a little bit more yellow, honestly. Maybe we should give it a I mark it at red. Come on, what the fuck? I mean, what the F? Sorry guys. Oh, don't hope I get banned somehow because of this kind of stuff. Always the first time somehow. You see the numbers make me nervous. So I mark it in, let's say, like dark yellow to red, yeah? So not that great. However, if we now take a look here, yeah, and we really check out what is going on, and maybe we check as well very quickly. Let's go to this and to the browser, back to the browser. Check out what is going on. It's 6% up. I think there's still even more room for improvement. Nothing to hide. So these rumors with Friday earnings call, that's not a great idea. Maybe they want to hide something or whatever. I think that definitely didn't took place. For sure not. And maybe we check out as well Seeking Alpha, which I highly recommend. This platform makes my life so much more easy when we talk about news, numbers, impressions, and this time we will go for the news actually. And here we go. And as we can see here, very quickly on the first glance, 1.32 US dollars. So I wanted to see, the guidance was let me check this out. So going back to the Excel sheet, a lot of multitasking is going on. Basically, so again, 1.32 US dollars. I wanted to see 1.2. They crushed it so strongly, and the guidance was 1.1. Yeah, so 20. It's not US dollars, Brazilian real, Brazilian. So basically 0.2 Brazilian real up than expected. There's nothing to add anymore, in my opinion. That's just pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing, and exactly the same as you can see here when you compare it to 1 year ago. There as well, they covered it and overran it by 0.2 Brazilian real. So basically, history was uh, was repeated. And now we go on the revenue side, and again here as well we have 3.14, and they missed it very slightly. When we talk about what I expected, I wanted to see 3.16 uh, 3.16 billion. So that was not perfectly in line, but however, still crushed the guidance with 3.080 billion Brazilian reals. So we can be very happy with this. And here as well, in my opinion, nothing more to add than just basically going back to the PowerPoint sheet and marking the most fundamental dimension basically in green. Yeah. And I wasn't too nervous about the results. I was quite confident. I mean, I think you should never be too confident, and you can still see here there is this construction site existing when we talk about the software, about this links business, yeah, and the advertisement income division as well. But the core short-term parameters, MSMB, market development, and as well the rollout of financial service, and somehow utilizing the potential of their client base, not only having more clients, but as well increasing the take rate, increasing the deposits, the income based on the financial service which result out of it. It's just working out perfectly shaped, man. This, in my opinion, StoneCo is a cash cow. There's nothing to add, in my opinion, yeah. And maybe just additionally, to share it with you, going back to the browser and just give you an idea what I'm looking for. Yeah, what I have in mind when we talk about StoneCo. What could be a peak? What could be realistic? What is the potential? And why I'm so confident, basically. When I take a look in the past, yeah, as you can see here, and of course, past is past, history is history, and present is present, and future is future. Yeah, very wise and philosophic words. Yeah, sorry guys, but when you just compare it, what they have achieved in March, yeah, for instance, with 1 billion March 2021, with 1 billion revenue, they achieved an EPS of 1.16 US dollars. Yeah, so now Brazilian real. Sorry, I will have always this problem. I will have this as well at the next earnings call, which will be new holdings, new bank. Again, Brazilian real. Oh, maybe US dollars. I'm not sure. I hope it's US dollars stated, but this Brazilian real stuff always confuses me a little bit. However, as you can see, with the core message is in roughly 2.5 years ago, yeah, on their peak somehow, on their former peak, they, with a revenue of 1 billion Brazilian real, they accomplished 1.2 US dollars Brazilian real per share profit. Yeah, and if you take a look now at this result, and they now have 1.3 with yeah, they have 1.3 now, and they have a revenue of 3 billion Brazilian real. Yeah, so 3 times the revenue what they had 2.5 years ago. So in my opinion, it's not unrealistic, not at all. In my opinion, to just keep it very simple and not that abstract, yeah, and triple this number. So compared to the revenue, and triple the EPS. So we talk about 3.5 Brazilian real per share. And so, in my opinion, we are still 2 Brazilian real plus per share when we talk earnings per share. Yeah, two. So there's so much potential left. It's crazy, and this is without taking care and consider even further development and improvement in terms of their revenue base. Yeah. So in my opinion, this is a cash machine. It's a simply cash machine, and they're winning. They're winning, in my opinion, compared to PagSeguro, which is their strongest player. They are winning by interest rate developments. Yeah, they're winning by the Latin American market. More and more people getting attached with payment devices, payment apps, bank accounts. Yeah, overall the economical situation, as far as I know, getting a little bit more solid and stronger. Um, Inflation getting under control for sure. I think it was. Let me check this out again. I think I make a note last time, and it will not change. Have been changed too strongly. But the inflation rate, I think it was. Yeah, it was 12%, and it was 3 months ago already 4%. Yeah, so this market is great in my opinion. Yeah, Brazilian market, Latin American market can be a little bit negatively affected. Yeah, with a negative flavor because of the political risks of the of the currency. Yeah, and the currency ratio, the exchange rate. However, in my opinion, I see it very positive because the competition level is way lower compared to the US or to European or the Western world or whatever. Yeah, there's so much potential left in terms of creating income sources and acquiring new customers and yeah, doing upselling, cross selling, providing better services. And as I mentioned, I couldn't be more confident about the stock. Actually, it's my second favorite stock. My largest or highest ranked stock is Hims and Hers, provided great results as well 1 week ago. However, if I would just take about the potential, taking a look on the potential, and but it's a little bit high risk, of course, because of the region, my opinion, as I mentioned. But other than that, beside this, I'm simply confident. Yeah, yeah. This is I can't state it differently about the stock. Yeah, and this is all I can add to this roundup, basically. Yeah. So, guys, um, everything green. Thank you very much for joining this call. Maybe I check again or check if someone is actually watching. Yeah, 6 viewers. Why not? Hi, Alex M. How are you, guy? So I always check the chat, the chat history at the end of my stream. So here as well, quite late, but I'm so happy that someone joined. I think that wasn't always the case. Sometimes it was affected by myself, honestly, because I had technical issues, or I was simply late and joined very late the stream. I want to make sure I'm a little bit more on time in the future, but I mentioned this a lot of time, and maybe it will never change. However, everyone who checked this out, I think, and is not an owner of StoneCo or Stone, how you pronounce it in Brazil, in their home country, could be now interested in the stock, and I highly recommend you start your own research and compare it, and make sure you have a feeling for the local market and the circumstances, which are very special in this region. And yes, MP, German, absolutely correct. Hallo, wie geht's dir? I'm located in Leipzig, yeah. So Middle East Germany. I'm currently on some kind of agriculture driven area, and then I will drive back in the city actually. However, so if you are not an owner, but maybe now you are interested in the stock, I think it's a great one, an absolute great one, and definitely worth to invest some time of your investment life and check this out and not missing this chance. And if you are already an owner, I think you're sharing my opinion, or I hope you share it, and you can be still confident about it. Yeah, and same look very positive in the future, like I do, basically. And yeah, so not too much to add anymore. Very happy about this result and the earnings call, the earnings of today. Let's see what the call will bring. I'm not sure if I will check it. Maybe I will check later out the transcript. Just to add something, I'm not sure. I need to check when this will take place. But the next earnings call I very likely will guide is new holding, new bank. So basically, the complement solution, the complement service to StoneCo. StoneCo is driven by B2B business, and Nubank is a bank, basically digital bank. I think the strongest one in the world actually, and they are driven by B2C business. So it can be the case in reality that you have a new bank card or new bank app. You go to a store in the Brazil, in the Brazil pharmacy, for instance, to go back to the example which we had earlier, and you pay at the POS and the point of sales terminal from StoneCo. This is how it goes, and then the data gets covered and analyzed and somehow executed by a link solution, which is a sub company of StoneCo. Yeah, so both these companies, StoneCo and New, are for me just more or less one unit melts together for me, and I somehow rate it as one unit in my investment portfolio. You can see it in the on the insights call one time in the month, once in the month, and yeah. So I recommend you as well check out the next stream on new holding. Will be very interesting as well. I'm very positive about this too, and confident. Not that confident like StoneCo, but I expect a lot. And just want to thank you for joining the call. If you somehow are satisfied with what I tried to show you and share time with you, then would be great that you can subscribe to the channel or give me a like. Always beneficial, keeps me motivated. You can say you are one of the first ones who somehow followed me and shared the history with me. I really try to create more and more content, yeah, and uh, I'm very strongly looking forward to the next call. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and yeah, see you. All the best. Bye bye.